Example 5 is asking us to look at a quadratic expression which is always positive. So the expression k x squared minus 2x plus 5 is always positive. So what does that mean? Well, when we look back at what we had worked on before, if we have a graph that is always positive, it doesn't have any x-intercepts, no x-intercepts. So there were two things that occurred with that. One, we knew that our a value had to be greater than 0. That had to be true in order for it to always be positive. And secondly, we know that our discriminant had to be less than 0. Now, this one trips people up, but the discriminant being less than 0 means that there are 0 x-intercepts. So think about this. In order for a graph to always be positive, it must always be higher than 0. So this is our 0, so it's got to be over that, which means it can't have any x-intercepts. So that means our discriminant has to be less than 0. And then we have our a value also be greater than 0. So we're going to use this as our scaffold, and we're going to go ahead and try to complete our problem. So b squared is negative 2 squared minus 4 times a, which is k, times c, which is 5. It's going to be less than 0. So we're going to continue from there. This is 4 minus 4 times k times 5 makes 20k. And then we have this is less than 0. So what we want to go ahead and do is you never really want to divide by a negative number when you're dealing with an inequality, because that reason you have to switch the signs. So what I would do is you're going to have to move something anyway, so I would move our negative 20k over. I would get 4 is less than 20k, or greater than 20k, excuse me. And therefore k is greater than 4 over 20. K is greater than 1/5. This does satisfy the condition that we had earlier that a had to be greater than 0 for this to happen. So this would be the range of values that we're looking at. K is greater than 1/5. If k was less than 1/5 at all, then this graph would not always be positive. This graph would sometimes touch something. So you want to make sure you pay attention to what does this say and what does that mean about your discriminant. This could mean many different things, so make sure you're reading and picking the right term.